No, I'm just excited to see where we're going, and now we got a timetable. So it's Ohio State. It's Ohio State. It's great. Let's pump. We'll get ready for them. I know very little about them, and I'm just excited to know who we're playing and where we're playing, and now we can get to work.
I mean, for either one of you, was there any surprises when you were watching names and numbers come up there, and then when you guys finally saw where you're going, what your seed you were, and everything?
It's new to me, so I was more excited than anything. I wasn't really paying attention to anything else but our name, so I'm more excited.
No, I mean, I'm just curious to see what our reputation is nationally, right? So for me, walking into this, we've gone 5 times when I was an assistant. We've never been under 12. So I didn't know what to expect. I didn't know if our name would get us higher. Obviously, our net, which is what you base a lot of stuff on, is 101. For me, so I thought it's about where I thought was 12, 13, 14. But man, I think there's so many factors that go into this thing. So the other names, I haven't. I got enough things to worry about with my camp than worrying about other people. But I will shout out my JMU alum Joe Tardamella, who got in as an 11 seed. He'll be in Columbus with us. Now you got to like play. It's one of those playing games, which I think is like. It's so unfair, man. Like, why all of a sudden they're in the tournament, but they got to play in to get the 11 seed? I would be, ooh. But no, I didn't put any time into the speculation part of this thing. It was like, look, I'm going to take a couple of days, refresh myself, and then when you point us in the direction we're going to go, we're going up there to try to win a game.
What do you know about Ohio State? Anything?
I swear, the only thing I knew about them was that right around the time we had our little slide, they had a slide, and I know an assistant coach there, Carla Morrow, really well, and I almost called her to be like, "How are you guys doing?" Like I think they were undefeated, like 18-0, and lost 3 or 4 in a row, and I almost reached out to her. I didn't, because it's like I think everybody's. Your team is your own team, right? And so it's different for them than it will be for us. That's all I know about them, really. So I'll be cramming here in the next 24 hours. I wish I knew more. I could give you more, but I don't.
Do you know anything about the past and how they like just their system and things that they do?
I mean, we played them 15. I think it was 2015. We played them down at North Carolina. And Ashley Perez had like 6 threes. Precious had like 4 or 5 threes. We lost them 90-80. They were dribble drive. They had Kelsey Mitchell back then, who was awesome. But I don't. One of my good friends is at Indiana. I've watched them a couple times this year, but I never watched Ohio State, so I really don't know. I mean, if he's still running dribble drive, maybe. I don't know. I'm gonna find out here in about an hour. But I really don't know much about them. I just know, if I'm not mistaken, I thought they had a really good run in the Big Ten tourney. If not, won it. Did they win it? That's what it was. But like, had a good run. Had a good run in there. But again, all that stuff is so from afar for me. It's because you can't pay attention to everybody.
Kiki, what was it like to see James Madison up there on the screen again? And this is what you guys play for, and finally you get a chance to see. You knew it was coming, but still to see that name up there, what's that mean to you?
It's surreal. We just want to keep earning our respect, and I don't think we got it yet, but we're trying to get it. So yeah.
And coach, for you too. I mean, as a head coach, this is your first time seeing it up there. That's pretty special.
Yeah. No, I was pumped when I was getting dressed to go do this. It was like, man, this is really happening. We got to where we want to be, and so yeah, that part's pretty cool. It really is, and it's it's something that when you go through what we went through, or what I've been through especially, it's like you value it more, right? And you appreciate it more. Because, yeah, this is exactly where, like, not exactly, I want to be 14 seed. I'd love to be a 10 seed. But it's where you want to be. You want to be in the NCAA tournament. And that's where this program belongs. That's where we want to be. And so, yeah, it was a nice moment. Certainly a nice moment.
And being a 14 seed, do you feel like that is kind of a slide on the Sun Belt a little bit? And do you feel like the Sun Belt is making strides to get to a multi-bid league?
That's what we want, right? And so I don't mind taking on that crusade with the other Sun Belt coaches, right? I really don't, because I think that's what we got to get it to. To me, you add a really good CAA team, you add 3 teams from Conference USA, right? We're trying to. This whole league is elevating, and you still have those really good Sun Belt teams in there. So yeah, the idea, right, is you get to a multi-bid, but for whatever reason, and I know it'll be a big topic in May when we go down there, is like why our nets are so low, right? Why are RPI, and no one does RPI anymore, right? But it's all net stuff. Like why is it rated low? What is it non-conference? Is it, we talked a lot about, like, is it the bottom 4 teams weighing you down sometimes, right? But what are the reasons? Because I think for a league to advance and a league to be really good, it's what the CAA did before those teams left for the A10. It's what the A10 has done is they have a good rep. Now you're a 10. Now you're a 9, and it's easier to win a game, right? That's what the seeds are for, right? The higher seed you are, the easier it is to win a game. So hopefully we can get to that point. Do I think it's a slap? No, I just don't know. Based on our numbers, it's about where I would imagine. I mean, Louisiana men, their RPI was 37. And they got a 12 seed. They get 12 seed or 13. So knowing that, just watching the men's selection, it was like, all right, our RPI, and I know it's not based on it was like 66, 67. So it was like, okay, 13, 14 seems about right. Now, in my experience on the women's side, you could bump up or bump down based on location or matchup or something like that. So it's a little bit different than the men's because the men's is all neutral. But I wouldn't say disrespect. I wouldn't say slap in the face. But yeah, if you ask me the future, yeah, I want it to be better. I want us to be able to, if you get a 12 or higher, it's a neutral site, and that would be better. Like, right, it'd be so much better to be a 12 seed than a 13, just because you get that neutral game to start.
I mean, sort of along those lines, you've had a lot of years where you've played a lot of top 75 type teams, especially in non-conference. You didn't really have a lot of those games this year. Was that just the way it worked out this year? Or were you doing something different with scheduling? Does this make you think about how you want to do it going forward?
No. We scheduled this year based on trying to find – I didn't want to take one plane trip non-conference. That was the whole thing, was like keep it as local as we could keep it, because we didn't know how much the Sun Belt travel was going to wear us down. So some of that is like Virginia didn't want to play. Right, it was like very, very matter of fact, and some of those local, you just can't get them. Now, could we have flown to Oregon? Yeah, we probably could. I don't want to do that. Right, that's not something I don't want to spend all that time on a flight when we're gonna have to do that all Sun Belt. So we already have, if I'm not mistaken, I think we have 3 high majors on the schedule for next year. I'm not telling you anything, but that's more of what it is. 2 to 3 every year. I don't think there'll be a day where we're playing 7 or 6 or whatever we had 2 years ago. Just degree of difficulty, right? But I would want more than one. We only had Carolina this year, if I'm not mistaken. Is that right? I mean, okay. So yeah, for me, I think 3. I think 3 is a great number. We'll have one. Cancun is announced, so we're gonna have one on a neutral floor next year. And again, that neutral floor thing is key. We're not so bad on a neutral floor. We just played on a neutral floor, didn't we? Not so bad on a neutral floor. So I think that is key. But no, not 5 or 6. You know what I mean? And I still want it to be drivable. I mean, Sunbelt's it's long travel. So the more local we can play, the better. More drivable trips, the better.
You talk about not being bad on a neutral floor, but you're not bad on opposing team's floor either, and you're going to have that against Ohio State on Saturday. Is that exciting for you guys? Even though you'd probably want to be a higher seed, you don't have to play someone on their home court. But is that exciting knowing that you've done this before and you can try to go do it again?
Yeah, the road has never scared this group. Never intimidated them. Never, just never. It's like from the very beginning. And I don't know. I think Shane or Dave, one of you guys asked me why. I don't really know why. We started at Millersville, and then we went to Longwood, and it was like, it's really no different for this team. And I do think. It's 12. I think 12 road victories. I think that's what it was. So yeah, this team is unbothered with that. And so yeah, I swear I would love to sit here and nitpick this. I don't care, man. Let's go. And you're playing the best 67 other teams in the country. They're going to be good, right? So to me, it's like, no, let's just get ourselves right. We're pretty good when we're ourselves.
And Kiki, for you, obviously 12-3 on the road this year. What about playing on the road? Kind of, why do you think you guys are so successful at that? Going into somebody else's arena, being able to get the job done.
I don't really look at it like that. I just think it was it's like another game. So I'm just ready to play. I'm getting lost in the numbers that Coach O was saying, all the questions you're asking. I'm just ready to play. As far as traveling, it's just how we come out. Like Coach O said, if we're playing our type of basketball, we're unstoppable.
For both of you, I know you always say, the next game is the biggest game of the season, but this team in particular seemed to kind of rise up for the quote-unquote big games. You swept every other good team in the Sun Belt. You played well against UNC. Is this kind of, I guess, the moment that they're built for now, this postseason tournament play?
Yeah. I just that's like my core to it. Really is like whenever they've decided that whenever they've locked in to really play their best, we've done it. Like even the Carolina. I know we lost the Carolina game, but we're in that game and to the end without Carolina didn't play in that game. Jamia Hazel started at the 1, and it was like, so take away one of our starters and pillars, right, and you're still in the game. So, yeah, I think this team is equipped. And I'm not saying that. I'm not saying like, oh, rah, we're going to go up there and not just be happy to play. Like, yeah, that mindset is winning, period. And it's no disrespect. I'm sure Ohio State's really good. But, like, yeah, the idea is like, no, we're going to be the best version of ourselves. And we've been ready for this moment from a lot of what we've done this year. And I do think the group rises. I really do. I wish we didn't sometimes lower ourselves, right? Which we had a couple times this year. But we rise. And so I think we'll be ready for the challenge.
Kiki, do you feel like you guys get more locked in for those types of games where the opponent brings that kind of challenge?
I think it's all about our practice. So going into the practice, if we come out with energy, we know it's going to be a good game. I don't remember what game it was, but Lex was like, hey, all week, y'all practice was like you were right to it, ready to go. And we came out and we showed them like how we just practiced. So I think this week, the way just sitting around the team and how hungry they were when our name was called and they're like, all right, let's go. I think we're going to be ready. And the way he's saying within an hour, I know he's going to have a scouting report ready. Practice is going to be filled with just things to prepare for Ohio State. So, yeah.